bless us, everyone.
Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to episode 21 of our Christmas Carol reviews. If you have not been following along with us, you want to know what's going on, please click the link down in the description for the introduction so you know how this is working. You can also find the other reviews up till this one on my channel somewhere. Really need to check those out. But today, we are talking about 1999's A Christmas Carol starring Patrick Stewart as Scrooge. So, when I was watching this, I was really excited because I've always enjoyed Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard, Professor X, pretty much everything he's ever done. And so I was really looking forward to seeing him as Scrooge, and the whole movie pretty well held up. So, talking about Patrick Stewart as Scrooge, pretty well followed the book, everything. All the changes they had were very minor. One of the big things they did was they actually opened up showing Marley's funeral and him there. But how they did it was they used that scene to tell the opening paragraph, the Marley was dead to begin with. Scrooge had lines with the person performing the ceremony talking about, he's dead, no, couldn't be any deader, blah, 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 everything else. So they really set it up that way before getting there. And to show the passage of time for 7 years, they actually zoomed in on the Scrooge and Marley sign on their office and how it aged through that time. And I thought that was a really good exposition to get into this whole story. Now, how they took Scrooge as his bad side or his bad Scrooge side was they didn't really introduce, but they used the characters of the charity givers to pretty much establish that not only is he sort of evil, but he knows how stingy he is and everything. I thought that was kind of an interesting take. What happened was the two charity guys, they come in, and first off, when Cratchit recognizes that they are charity people, he hides. He just gets out of there before he has a chance to see it. And then Scrooge says to him, "You're new to this district, aren't you?" "Oh, yes, we're hoping that the businessmen in here will be it." And he knows his reputation, basically chuckling like, oh, they think they're going to get something from him, but they're not. And guess what? They don't. And they do the whole surplus population and everything. And then the other thing that I really enjoyed, we'll get to the rest of that as well. Scrooge, for this one, I'm going to really have to go in order of the ghost for that. But overall, just know that for bad Scrooge, his score was a 7 out of 10. Then we move on to Marley. And Marley was very, very well done. The one thing that changed with the story was Scrooge started talking about his indigestion thing, sort of setting up that whole indigestion line before Marley shows up, which I thought was kind of interesting, with the faces showing up on the fireplace and everything. But it followed the book great, 5 out of 5. Couple things here and there that were just kind of for me. When Scrooge is talking to Marley, he kind of gets nervous, and for some reason he just starts eating again. And I figure if he was kind of a nervous eater, he might have been a little bigger than what Patrick Stewart was. But just little things like that. But it's still a very good interpretation. So I gave it 8 out of 10 for that. 13 out of 15 on both the book and that combined. Then we move on to the Ghost of Christmas Past. The one thing that really I questioned was they changed the name of Scrooge's sister to Fran, adding an R. I mean, it didn't really do anything story here or there. But still just a couple things here and there that they missed with that. Really kind of some important things. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 following the book and a 9 out of 10 on the interpretation. The one thing that really hit me was how the breakup happened. A lot of the ones we've seen before with the breakup, there's at least some emotion, at least from Belle or from Scrooge. While he never goes after her, obviously. There's some sort of emotion, but they didn't show any sort of emotion on that. But it's just, I don't know. But yet the emotion was shown on the Patrick Stewart character of older Scrooge watching this happen again, remembering what he really felt. I just would have gotten a lot if there was just a little hint of some sort of emotion with those characters in the story. But still, 9 out of 10 on that, so 13 out of 15 on Ghost of Christmas Past. Ghost of Christmas Present followed the book almost to a T. Couple weird things on the interpretation side of it, not necessarily following the book. Book had a 5 out of 5 on that. But the interpretation, Martha talks about how she has to be hardworking to provide for the family, basically sort of hitting Scrooge's stinginess on the head there. There was not much jolliness to the Ghost of Christmas Present. It hit all the parts that we needed, but it just wasn't very jolly. And for some reason, when they're going around to look at the other Christmas celebrations, they get picked up by a tornado. And I was thinking that as they were going through, maybe Miss Gulch was going to fly by on her bike and then suddenly turn the Wicked West. I don't know. I was expecting that, but it didn't really happen. Just a couple things here and there. And then there wasn't any sort of gradual onset of age. It was like sudden. The ghost all of a sudden, oh, very, very young. And then I'm so old. My time is short. It was just really abrupt. So the interpretation had to get a kind of a lower out of 15 overall for the Ghost of Christmas Present. Then we get to the Ghost of Christmas Future, and I think one of the
reviews that I saw from something was the fact that the Ghost of Christmas Present, what it looked like a giant Jawa from Star Wars. I mean, it was fully CGI, it was tall, and it had yellow eyes. I mean, literally a Jawa. I mean, I would have expected it to make sort of high squeaky pitch noises. But at the same time, while it was all CGI, then all of a sudden there's this hand that just points, a regular human hand. And I thought it was kind of just strange on that, but the overall story itself was very well done. A 4 out of 5 following it. They missed just a couple of things here or there, and an 8 out of 10 for the interpretation, mostly losing it simply because of the look of the ghost. Then cinematography, everything was really on point. Nothing spectacular, though, so an 8 out of 10 on that. Costumes, really well done, 8 out of 10. The music, once again, it's one of those where the music was there, but it didn't hinder it, didn't help it, so a 6 out of 10 on that one. Okay, guys, so that was my review of the 1999 Patrick Stewart starring Christmas Carol. I would like to say that we are in the home stretch, guys. Christmas is a week away, and we have only a few more reviews left. So if you want to get caught up, please check out those in the link. Please be sure to stay tuned for episode 22. If you like what you're seeing, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and share this with your friends. This is a really good adaptation that I think more people need to know about. So really do that. Really help us out by sharing that. Anyway, God bless all of you, and that's a wrap.